Okay, Psalm 32 here again. Here's our agenda for today. Hopefully I can get it done before I have to go to work. Doing the back brakes on this. It's on 09 1-ton Dodge. This project's ended up being a little more fun than I anticipated, but we'll get through it. So anyways, what I'm doing here is, and I'm not affiliated with any of these or any sponsors or anything like that. We did some power stops on the front of Ryan's truck. I got some for the back. I don't see any rating on them. Everybody talks highly of the fronts. So anyways, here's some of the parts I'm running. I got a spring kit. This stuff is a combination of internet and O'Reilly's and that. This is one of their spring brake kits. I'd recommend if your vehicle's in a solid area. Surprisingly, this is a southern truck, and some of the stuff was pretty rough. I guess it depends on what part of the south or whatever you're into. So, but anyways, here's one of the part numbers, and I really like the Timkins. Dealing with some of their stuff we got when we had to heat treat from my work, and seeing how their cages were made for their axle shafts and everything and bearings, I'm pretty much sold on them. I've been using them for a while now and very rarely have any issues with them. This is the outer bearing set, and the reason you see this, which I got to eventually order another. Trying to get you set up here. Well, let's see if I can hold you guys all. Try to get this box apart. Okay. This is the rear bearing seal kit, part number. And I went up to the local parts store to even see, I thought I had a big enough bearing press, but I didn't. Or not bearing press, bearing seal press. Sorry about that. But anyways, what you want to do is you got to watch so you don't punch this out. And I'll show you the old one, what happened. I don't know, for me pulling on it or whatnot from the weight, ended up separating the two, which I'm assuming. But anyways, what you got here is this outer ring. When you push this thing back into the back of this hub assembly, well, make sure you don't pinch that. Well, we couldn't find a big enough bearing seal, so I went to my local hardware, being in a pinch, got thick wall stock. Set that up there and try to give you a down shot of it too. See how that sits on there? And let's see if we can, I don't know how well this thing's gonna focus. Sorry about that, but hopefully you guys can see that. I can't see with the sun glare out here. But anyways, that about sits right on there real good. So that's what that's for. And this is the emergency brake kit number. And here are the rear. I got the tow package one. This is the back brake pads. So like I said, so far Ryan's run his truck. He said he's very happy, got rid of that squeak in the front, and everything's been doing real good for him, so I'm hoping the same for myself. I'll go through on this kit here a little bit, get into detail for you. And another thing that I ended up having to get for the outer nut or whatever on this is you got a 6-point socket. You can get it at O'Reilly's, AutoZone, Napa, Quality Auto. I ended up ordering this one off the internet, CTA. Kind of a real small one. All the other ones are real deep. If you were and didn't want to spend that money, you can use, you know, like a little punch on that end or whatever. It's not like it's, you know, as far as, well, I shouldn't say hopefully rusted on for you, but it comes off pretty easy. And on that kit, get all this stuff laid out here. Should have had this ready before, guys. Sorry about that. But anyways, I don't know. I'm having a little bit of fun with these retainers that this kit comes with. Here's the new ones. I don't know if it's just because I haven't dealt with it in a while, or got away from doing the stuff all the time, that getting a little rusty. But here's this kit, and then you got your bottom spring, and then your tensioner or adjuster here for your top spacing. This doesn't, set you guys back up here. When you get this isn't on here, but anyways, when you set your spacing up for it, and I ended up taking this other plug out, which I'll show you. This, when you put this on, let's see if I can get it in here. See how that's got that space? You need to actually back that up a little bit, because this thread bottoms out in the bottom of this. Make sure you lube that, get some good lube or anti-seize in there, and back that up till it just touches before you put it up in here. And then what I did is, normally I try to adjust them out, and due to the fact the weight, I'm replacing it, so I got the luxury of having my old hub there. But for adjusting your inner emergency brakes, I ended up, there's a little grommet right here, which is, I believe they give you a replacement in the kit. And then I got that's the factory one. I'm just gonna end up reusing, but try to get you around. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get you. No, I'm not gonna be able to get that angle for you. But it's set back in there on that bracket, so I popped that out so I can get back on this back side in here. I don't know if you can see my fingertip. Yeah, a little bit. So I can get back in there with a screwdriver or a brake tool. I don't even know if you could get a brake tool really in there for the spring stretcher and all that. So anyways, I'll show you on the other side here, or tear apart if I got enough time here today, as far as resetting some of these, because I haven't really found anything on these, at least on the dualies, of guys replacing the emergency brake assemblies on the inside. As far as a couple other videos I found, it was the whole assembly. It was this brake cover, and it was already pre-assembled, and then I don't know, I guess if they had these back washers through already to where you just bolt it. But you had to buy that whole assembly, and it was like $300, a couple things I seen. So, anyways, on the retainers, here's all the old stuff and the brake pads, or drums or whatever. And then here was that rear seal. Here's the inner part. Basically it sits on here, and then you got your seal, and then this was over here. On these big things, you got to pull that axle out and clean everything up. There's a new power stop rotor, and get you guys set back over here. Actually sit you down. All right. Let's flip it around. All right. Yeah, I'll get you in a little better so you can see everything. Here's that new seal. And by I didn't get that pipe. Yeah, hold on. I'll grab that pipe. Just in case you guys, that other picture didn't show up, or that other part in the video didn't show up for you. I get that squared up. See how you got that retainer in there, the ring or whatever, for the seal of the cap. And you want to square that up. And you got 6 points. Basically, to get your outer bearing assembly off of this truck, once you get your rotors off, you got to take all them bolts out. And then your outer assembly will separate from your for your duals, and then clean all that up, your surface areas at least. But pre-grease your bearings, because when you first start up, even though your axle shaft tubes oil or lube your bearings, your initial setup, until you, like, when you turn left, turn right or whatever, and that oil basically comes out that end of that tube, it starts getting in there. You can have, if you don't grease them up, or have a good oil setup or something in there, I don't know if you could really oil them. I've seen everybody just grease them. You could have bearing failure, and then you get to tear all this back apart. So tub of grease ain't that much. Matter of fact, I just ended up getting some bearing grease, high friction or high heat bearing grease. I got a 4-pound tube container, or 4-pound container of it for $12. Another thing to invest in. Sorry about the angle. I know it's gonna, yeah, try to get this right for you guys. Anti-seize is another good investment. You can get all the other lubes. They got all the, and some brake parts cleaner, rags, stuff to clean up stuff with, wipe it down. It's like a bunch of this I'm gonna have to go back through before I assemble it, because I got some stuff on it that example, I'm gonna have to re-grease this bearing, moving stuff around, and the girls being over here, I see. Yeah, I'm not putting that in. So I'll have to repack it, clean it back up again. It's the outer bearing that goes in here. And then that nut there is going to get cleaned up in the keyway. Basically, this goes on, gets turned, and then there is tension or whatever, or you know, as far as a torque limit on them. Say if you know, you were in a situation where you didn't have the money to get all that stuff, what you want to do is when you put this on, get it all set on there. You got to be careful so when you put it on, you don't rip that back seal up. And you can see I got that greased up. So you want to make sure when you yeah, I'm to the point to get this assembly on, even though I got to redo that front bearing. I got the back one already seated in there and the seal on. Make sure I ain't got no oil on it, at least on the emergency brakes inside this hub. Now I'm working off the ground. It may be different working where you got a lift to get on. Basically, you want to watch because you don't want to put this weight on this rear seal. You'll rip it. Slowly slide it on and lift up. Turn this a little bit as you're putting it on. Don't go crazy, and make sure it's all the way back. All right, I even felt a little tension when I was pushing that rear seal, that it went over. That's another reason I put the grease on too, so that it's not it's got some surface to slide on. And just go back over, recheck everything. I'm gonna pack some more yeah, you guys can see, pack some more grease in here and get that other bearing reset. And then basically I'll get this axle shaft cleaned up because I can feel the grit on it from laying out here, and I had to cover it last night. But basically this will go in, and then you got your, if I can get it, and I just dunked, no I didn't, and you got your bolts here. There's a seal. If I can get it in here, come on, try to get some of these angles. They're a little fun looking through the camera lens. We're at the back here. There's a seal in here. I'm gonna I got some silicone that's set up for rear ends because of the oils. I'm gonna reseal it because they didn't have any of the kits, and it was gonna take another 4 days or something. So in the future, I'm gonna order a couple, have them on hand, hang them on the shelf, just in case something happens or something comes up. Or your friend needs something, maybe as part for repair for a job or something they might be working on. So anyways, a lot of it is just mainly when you get this stuff apart, a lot of it is make sure all your stuff is real clean when you get it back together. That way, you know, you don't have any premature failures on stuff. So I'll end up I'm gonna stop the video here. I gotta get some stuff done, quit yapping at and that, and hopefully I can get some more stuff to share with you and ways that I will do stuff. Whether it's right or not, I don't know, but it works for me. So maybe it'll help you guys with some other ideas or stuff you're trying to find information on. So I appreciate y'all. Zone 32 out.